Okay, one of my mottos is we never want to punish the prompt with the sins of the tardy. Hey, Gabriel, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. And Eric, it looks like you're here, but have not turned your camera on. So we're going to get going. In the next 20 or 25 minutes, I'm going to walk you through what we're going to help you do should you decide to become an AI sales coach. I'm going to share a little bit of my background and where we're going. This is basically our calling card. This is what we are promoting as the result, the primary result that our clients achieve when we help them implement AI sales and marketing tools. I'm going to walk you through my personal background. I started this business in 1978. I've worked with over 7,000 businesses worldwide, basically throughout the English-speaking world. We produce, on average, a 36% increase for our clients. So on a year-to-year basis, our clients' revenue increases by 36%. And I will give you the secret sauce of how we do that in just a few moments. I'm going to help you understand how you make money and also why most coaches fail and how our program is going to prevent you from getting involved and making the mistakes that others make and that you will be successful. As a matter of fact, if you follow our process, you probably will be cash flow positive before we complete our training, which is done online and you go through it at your pace. We can create for you an opportunity that I call the OSM opportunity, outsourced sales management. So we start our program with utilizing AI to get into the accounts. That builds rapport between you and your client. And over time, you can become an outsourced sales manager. In the meantime, AI is working for you with your client to produce revenue for you and benefits for your client. We'll talk a little bit about your responsibility. I will tell you what I believe this program is not, and I will lay out some next steps. So hang in with me for about 20 or 25 minutes, and we'll cover a lot of ground. And I hope to schedule one-on-one strategy calls with each of you in the near future. The gentleman on the screen is representative of our typical client. We work with solopreneurs. Solopreneurs have challenges that are unique, and AI solves them. As I said a moment ago, I started this business in 1978. I've worked with 7,000 clients. I've trained tens of thousands of salespeople, and I invented the concept of the AI SDR. Now, our team did the programming. I'm not a technical person, but the AI SDR addresses the problem that the small business person has, which is how do I get more clients while I'm serving the clients I currently have? So if you'd like to go to this website, ai-sdrs.com/home, you'll see our website that we're offering. Now, should you enroll in our program, we're going to white label that website for you, and that will become your focus for your clients. I've spoken to CEOs throughout the English-speaking world and a few countries where a real-time translator was required, which was an experience. So our prospects, our market are the 33 million small to medium businesses in the United States, 22 million of which are what I refer to as seller doers. These are the companies that are in the category of on-demand service. The plumber is an on-demand service provider. The lawn care or landscaping company is an on-demand service provider. Dentists, chiropractors, lawyers, hair salons, restaurants are all on-demand service providers. Our tools are specifically aimed at these people because they have that conundrum, and I'll talk about in a moment, of selling the product or service that they offer and then delivering it. And the bigger they get, the bigger that problem becomes. As a result, they're losing money every day because they don't have the bandwidth to follow up. Studies show that these seller doers, these on-demand service providers, are losing 73% of their potential revenue after hours. So someone calls the plumber after he's closed. That plumber has a voicemail system. The voicemail records a message. The plumber doesn't get back to the prospect until the next morning. Meanwhile, if the plumber didn't respond, the prospect's basement would be flooded. Our AI solves this kind of a problem. On a monthly basis, these service providers lose approximately 40 opportunities to do business with new customers. Customers call, leave voicemails. The voicemail's not returned fast enough, and that's the secret sauce, fast enough to produce a good result for the prospect that called in. That represents roughly $1,800 to $4,000 a month. And these entrepreneurs, these seller doers, accept this situation as normal because, after all, it's always been that way. When you consider the math that these people are fighting, it's very difficult to see how they can grow their business if they are a seller doer. Studies done by the Sales Lead Management Association state that 3% of all leads are what I refer to as a now buyer. This is someone who wants to buy the product or service right now. My wife needed a new hairdresser because her normal hairdresser was out of town. She needed a process done, shampoo or whatever, and on real time. So she started calling salons that Google popped up when she Googled hairdressers near me. So at that moment, she was a now buyer. The salon that took her call and had an opening won that particular opportunity. Now, without AI, that salon, even though they had an opening in their calendar, couldn't have served my wife because she would have just left a voicemail and waited for a return call, which would have returned too late to do business. 97% of all inbound inquiries, whether they're phone calls or Zoom meetings, are in need of nurturing. And all the data published by the Gartner Research Group, by Harvard Business Review, Sales Lead Management Association, and Selling Power Magazine all reaffirm that you must touch these prospects 7 to 12 times in order to maintain top of mind awareness. So for that seller doer, the more inquiries they get, the less time they have available to serve those new inquiries. Consequently, some percent of their leads will become dead leads. If you can't follow up, you won't be able to optimize your revenue. Our AI does that follow up for the clients. And I have to emphasize the word AI does the work for our clients as opposed to reminding our clients to do more work. And that's a huge difference. And that's part of the reason why selling our services is relatively easy compared to other things I've sold. 50% of salespeople and entrepreneurs quit following up on an opportunity after one attempt. So someone called the salon, left a voicemail, the salon owner returns the call one time, and then the salon owner gets busy. 90% of sellers quit after 4 attempts, and 45 to 63% of the customers that say no or not now will buy in 6 to 18 months, according to the Sales Lead Management Association, if and only if you can stay in touch. So here's where we'll work together. We offer our service as a foot in the door strategy to help entrepreneurs and consultants like you get new clients. We have crafted a very powerful offer that facilitates a very fast decision on the part of your prospects. We do this at very low cost to the customer and very high profit to you. This is a high impact service that produces a solution to a universal problem. There's no training involved for our clients. So although we use very high tech products, the client never puts their hand on a keyboard. We don't do any training on our clients. We do, however, train the bots or the AI agents to work on behalf of our clients in compliance with our clients' wishes. There's no management involved with our bots. And again, this is totally DFI, done for you. Now you're looking at the solo entrepreneur's conundrum. This woman runs her own business, but the reality of running her business is she has to take phone calls, make phone calls, run her computer system, do bookkeeping, do accounting, work with bankers, work with vendors, work with suppliers, work with shippers, and recruit, hire, train, and manage employees. And she has to do all of that in the same 173 business hours available to the typical business in the typical month. There's very little time for her to do adequate follow-up because traditionally follow-up is pick up the phone and call. But now when you call, your prospect's not available. So she has to call again. Again, there's a no connect. So at some point, very early in the sales journey, the customer journey, she's forced to abandon the follow-up. If that makes some sense to you all, please type a Y into the chat. I'd like to know that we're staying on course. You see, the conundrum that she's fighting and all solopreneurs are fighting is they can't sell while they're prospecting and can't prospect while they're serving their existing customers, and they can't sell or prospect while they're managing existing business and or their employees and or bankers and whatever. This is a frustration for all solopreneurs, and AI fixes it. We fix the number one problem that these folks have is that they're not there when the customer is ready to buy. After all, if you're not engaged with the customer, if you're not top of mind with them, when they become a now buyer, you can't compete. And if you can't compete, you can't win. Now, our systems will help our clients get to and maintain a relationship. Let me dwell on this one picture just for a moment. In my lifetime of selling, and I started selling as a teenager, moving vacuum cleaners door to door, and I've always been in sales. My experience is you can't sell anybody anything, especially if what you're trying to sell has a potential for big risk, and risk is defined in the eyes of the beholder. You can't do that without trust. And it's virtually impossible to gain sufficient trust to do business with a stranger on one phone call or one email or one letter. What you can do, however, is build trust over time with doses of value contributed to the relationship with your customer. Now, we can't control at all the timing. So you may have all the trust in the world, but if the client doesn't have budget, you don't get a deal. If you have all the trust and the timing's right, you get to compete. So our technology augments the ability of the solopreneur to create and maintain trust. As he or she builds and maintains trust, the timing to evaluate new products and services will eventually arrive. And at that point in time, the client, our client, the entrepreneur, will get an opportunity to compete. So part of our value is that we dramatically enhance the number of opportunities that a solopreneur has to gain new business. And we do this by accelerating the velocity of opportunities going through the funnel and the volume of opportunities going through the funnel. For instance, one of our bots will make cold calls on behalf of our client, eliminating that problem that we talked about at the very beginning of our presentation. That bot can make 10,000 cold calls every day. It is fluent in 40 different languages. It will respond to the verbal communications of the prospect. It will book appointments on behalf of our client. So many of our clients don't even know they have a prospect until we put the appointment in their calendar. And all of this is done by AI. So essentially, our clients get the quality of work that a human employee would produce, but at the cost of less than a beverage at Starbucks on a daily basis. On the other side of the funnel, we dramatically increase the velocity of deals going through the funnel. We have found that the velocity of an opportunity that's valid and qualified is frequently contingent upon the quality of follow-up exhibited by the salesperson. So a very busy solopreneur may not be able to stay in touch with that opportunity to assure that it goes through the funnel as fast as possible. Our bots, on the other hand, will do that. Now, a lot of people I talk to say, how can you be assured that you're going to improve the revenue of a company by 36%? And by the way, that's the average. Well, the secret is that we capitalize on the power of compounding. And this is a little bit of a parlor game that you may want to try this holiday season. But if you took one penny and doubled it every day for 30 days, and each day doubled the results. So day one, you have one penny. Day two, you have two pennies. Day three, you have four pennies. Day four, you have eight, and so on and so forth. Within 1 month, you will have accumulated $5,368,000. Now, we're not going to promise that kind of money to our clients, but we do impact 14 different vital areas of the marketing and follow-up function that an entrepreneur needs to execute. And even if we only improve each one of those by 3%, we have a cumulative improvement that far exceeds 36%. So let me introduce you to our primary product. It's an AI receptionist. Unlike a human receptionist, it will answer the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not only will it answer the phone, but it will answer questions that the caller has. After we're done, if you haven't done it yet, please grab a pen and write this number down. Call 530-684-1473. That's the main number for our company. Our receptionist, our AI receptionist, will answer the phone. Ask it to give you a demo. It will then transfer you to a demonstration bot that will communicate back and forth with you in English and or Spanish. That's the version that doesn't have all 40 languages yet. So ask it questions, it will ask you questions, and it will compile a role play for you. Ask any question of any of the bots about our company, our location, our hours, those frequently asked questions that sometimes entrepreneurs pay an employee to sit and handle that. And these employees require, depending on the location in the country, a significant amount of money per month or per year to answer the phone. Our bot is a few $100s, and it will do the job very well. It will transfer calls to any of your key employees. It will type up and transcribe every conversation with every caller and then forward that to the appropriate person via email. It will collect information from the prospect. So, for instance, if you were a landscaper and someone called in after working hours, so you're at home having dinner with your family, but someone calls in and says, I'd like a quote on my lawn. I'd like to have my lawn cut once a week. We'll train that AI receptionist to ask, love to do that. What day of the week would you like us to work with you? That's question number one. Question number two, how big is your lawn? What part of town are you in? Do you have sprinklers installed? And any other information that the landscaper needs to know in order to produce a quote. We have a client in Las Vegas that we've connected the AI receptionist to some custom software that we developed. And that client is a roofer. And the AI receptionist asks what the street address is. Then the receptionist goes to Google Earth, gets a picture of the roof of the house, knows how big the roof is, and then based on that, puts together a quote, which is 100% accurate and our client has done no work. So while our client and his crew are working on the roof of customer A, our AI receptionist is building a quote for customer B. We have another example in New York with a client that sells their product over the phone. They have an inbound phone sales force. The problem that they had was the sales force went home at 4:30 East Coast time, but their Central Time, their Mountain Time, their Pacific Time, and their Hawaiian Time customers would only be able to leave a voicemail. Now our AI receptionist answers the phone and it looks into the inventory and it confirms availability of the product that the customer is looking for. It quotes prices. It puts together an invoice. It will charge the customer's account if they have an account. It will charge their credit card, and it will produce a pick list for the humans that come in the morning. The ability of the AI receptionist to impact companies is tremendous. Now, one thing we need to add to that is that same AI receptionist can become an AI SDR and do cold calls. It will make 10,000 cold calls per day per client. And we charge 10 cents per call above our monthly software rental rate. So it's very effective, very convenient, and we never have problems. It delivers consistent messages. It will book appointments. It's never late. And one of the reasons one of our recent clients signed up is I was joking and I said, it will never give you lame excuses for sales failure. My client chuckled and said, okay, let's get going. And the reason it works so well is we've optimized speed to lead. Every company on the planet has some degree of inbound inquiries or inbound leads. Research shows that if you don't respond to that inquiry in 5 minutes or less, you have a 300% decrease in the chances of working with that company. Conversely, when you do respond in less than 5 minutes, you have a 300% improvement. And we train our bots for our clients to administer the BANT rules of qualifying: budget, authority, need, and timing. If, as a result of the dialogue that the bot conducts with the prospect, with our client's prospect, the prospect meets or exceeds our client's BANT rules, then the bot will press for an appointment. If the customer declines an appointment at that point in time, the bot will follow up and nurture that lead. So let's ask the client, how many prospects are they currently nurturing? It's not unusual for clients to say, well, I've got 30 or 40 deals pending in my funnel. We close deals by saying, what would your revenue look like if you had 1,500 or 2,000 or 10,000 deals percolating through your funnel? Say that's what we do. We dramatically enhance the volume of the funnel. And we produce this 36% increase on average by working 720 hours per month as opposed to 175 hours per month. If you look at the bottom bullets on this screen, because our bots work 24/7, 365, our clients benefit from 720 hours per month of work on behalf of their customers and our client. With humans, you're limited to 175 hours per month. So it stands to reason, just by making more calls, by answering more phones, by sending out more emails, sending out more text messages. And oh, by the way, all of those capabilities are inherent in the bot. It will send text messages and then read and understand the response that the client's prospects produce. So as I said at the beginning of our presentation, there are 22 million businesses in the on-demand service business category. These are small businesses. They're doing anywhere from $2 to $10 million per year in revenue. The best targets for us to go after are the solopreneurs, restaurants, hairdressers, lawn care, chiropractors, dentists, yoga studios, health clubs, private clubs, all sorts of businesses that are run by one or two people. That's where we can benefit our clients by helping them grow their top line without hiring more people. because the traditional strategy is I need to hire someone to grow. But in my experience, the vast majority of entrepreneurs, solopreneurs who have hired employees have been disappointed. So they've spent money to place an ad and recruit people, spent time interviewing them, hired them, paid salary, had the employee not perform the way they promised. They wound up terminating that employment and starting all over. If you want to find prospects for your consultancy, check the job boards. Indeed.com, the ZipRecruiter, all are advertising companies that are hiring salespeople. If they're hiring salespeople, a couple of things are valid. And this is how I started my business in 1978. We didn't have job boards then, but we had the classified ads. My first clients came from me reading the classified ads. I discovered that they couldn't afford to pay me the income I wanted because I was trying to replace my IBM income. But I logically deduced that if I got 3 or 4 people to pay part of what I needed, they would be happy, as would I. And that's how my business actually started. When we have our one-on-one conversation, I'll be happy to go into a little bit of a deep dive on a humorous situation that occurred then. But the job boards are a list of companies that are hiring. We will train you to not only use job boards, but to scrape the internet and start marketing to hundreds of prospects. Now, I've promoted this opportunity as part-time, and it doesn't conflict with your full-time income because we will give you bots that will do the cold calling and prospecting for you. We've created an ability for new consultants to leap the cash flow chasm. Let me explain what I mean by that. In the almost 50 years that I've been doing this, I've seen a lot of good, talented sales professionals get into the sales coach training consulting business and fail. Now, one of the reasons they failed, and I suffered from this when I started, is my entire professional background was as an employee and a manager and executive at IBM. Consequently, I didn't know how to be an entrepreneur. Thank God I'm blessed with sales talent that got me through those early days. But that cash flow chasm stresses the new entrepreneur. At some level, the entrepreneur is saying when he or she starts their practice, I have to make X amount of dollars by Y date, or I have to bail out on this opportunity. The reason that they bail and the reason they fail is when they start, they don't have any products or templates. So they have to create those while they're trying to create revenue. Very difficult challenge. As a result, they start trading time for money. So they're working for multiple clients, but they're not getting any passive recurring revenue from them. If they don't work, they don't get paid. When you sell one of our AI systems, you'll get paid every month that they pay. At one level of relationship with us, 100% of what your clients pay you will go to you. We will also have a relationship where you can just refer business to us. We'll do the selling and closing and pay you a commission. Either way, it's monthly recurring passive income for you. You don't have to develop tools, you don't have to develop products, and you won't feel lonely, which I certainly felt in my early days. We will give you everything you need to get your business off the ground. And every Tuesday, I run a orientation for prospects that are coming to us from our coaches. So you don't have to give them a sale. You don't have to deal with objections. Just get them to the webinar. I will personally conduct them. When they close, that's your transaction. We track all of the relationships electronically. So our accounting system, well, when your clients or your referrals book, our accounting system automatically sends you a commission check when we get paid. And I say commission check, which I'm probably sharing my age, but it's all electronic today. But nonetheless, you'll get full accounting. And when you get to the point of having the monthly revenue that you'd like to have, then you can make a decision at your convenience to come into our business full time or continue to work part time. That's completely up to you. So, assuming that you do enroll in our program, you will be charged in the early days with promoting our AI systems. We're going to focus on the AI receptionist because it's a fast sale. It gets your foot in the door. It's inexpensive for the clients, very affordable, and very impactful to your client's bottom line. And as we move forward, you can consider additional services. Remember, the AI receptionist is one of 14 AI services we offer clients, up through and including AI sales trainers and coaches, a lot of different AI applications that we've developed. Once we bring the people to the webinar, it'll be incumbent on you to follow up and close them. Or if you'd like, we'll close them for you. Your call. We will insist on you operating ethically and maintaining great standards. It's probably going to take you 2 to 5 hours per week working part-time to generate some cash flow. And at some point, you may want to take our outsourced sales management training, and we'll help you become a fractional VP of sales. And that's a very profitable relationship. By the way, any coaching, consulting, or training that you do is outside of our commission structure. So 100% of that revenue goes to you, regardless of how that client came to you. And I will say, way to go. This is not a multi-level marketing scheme. I don't want you to recruit anybody unless a client is paying you to recruit one of their salespeople, which is one of the services I'll train you to implement. And we have pre-employment tests, we have interview checklists and templates. It's all done, and that's an example of one of the direct pay services that you can do. This is not a get-rich-quick program. It's not restrictive. You can work anywhere in the English-speaking world or in a week or two, anywhere in the world where any one of 40 languages are sold. It's not a walk in the park, easy, but it's not terribly challenging. If you have the sales skills to introduce people to a great concept and a little bit of computer skills, you'll be in great shape. This is not an employment opportunity, and this does not conflict with your current employment. The training is done online and through weekly mastermind sessions. I'm available to help you in the early days with any challenges with clients. You'll get your own team of bots, and I call it a team because the most efficient deployment of AI bots is to have a bots that is specialized in one function in the business. So you'll have a cold call bot. You'll have an appointment bot. You'll have a bot that answers the phone, and so on and so forth. You'll have a bot dedicated to follow up because 97% of the people that you talk to won't be now buyers. So we need to follow up. This is the same deployment that we give our clients. So you'll be very familiar with everything that goes on. We produce and help you with any pricing strategies. And our Fast Start program will get you, as I said before, probably cash flow positive within your second full month of operating. We do offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee to you for the Coach Training Institute and to your clients for the implementation of our bots. The next step, if you're interested, should be to schedule a strategy call, and I'll send you a link to my calendar to do that. This is our first cohort, so the price will increase in the next cohort, but it's very affordable. And again, please call the number on your screen, 530-684-1473. Ask for a demo. Ask it to book an appointment with me if you'd like, and let's start the onboarding process. So the system is going to be delivered to you completely, As I said, you're going to get a sales team of bots designed to cold call, approach, nurture your prospects, both through text, through email, and through conversational voice AI. And you'll work forward from there. So as we say out here in Hollywood, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's the 14 services that we offer our clients. So if there are no questions, we have, hey, Sibby, how are you? So I will send an email to all of you. I appreciate you taking time today, and I look forward to you joining us. Have a great one, stay out of trouble, and go sell somebody something. Have a great day. Thank you guys very much.